working with the New England Patriots. We do strength, speed, agility, quickness. We try to involve every aspect that they're going to see, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, track and field. Trying to help kids become better, get them into a position where they can go to whoever they dream of. If it's to major college, just to get a college scholarship, or if it's even start on a varsity level at their local high school. So the reason we're here is to try to help kids, and that's the number one.
Your game officials are from the Tiger Football Chapter. Your referee is Wesley Hall. Umpire Vincent Williams. Head linesman Tim Cummins. Line judge is Kelly Talent. Back judge is Greg Greenwood. Your side judge Drew Walker. And the field judge is Stephen O'Neill. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise for the Kilgore School Song. Now please remain standing for the Chapel Hill School Song.
Hey, let's go, dude! Good night, baby!
Thank you. You may be seated at this time. We'll have our national anthem when both ball clubs have returned to the field. Tonight's national anthem will be performed by the Chapel Hill Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise as we honor America. Gentlemen in attendance, we ask you please remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome into Christus Trinity Mother Francis Rose Stadium here, the home of the Division 1 4A regional final between these two district rivals, Chapel Hill and Kilgore. Hello, everybody. I'm Logan Ward. Alongside me is Bret Sweeney here on the call, and Dave Campbell's Texan Live, and we have a rematch of the district championship. Just 1 month ago, these two teams met for the district championship. Chapel Hill won that one 32-20. But this has been a series that has flip-flopped back and forth the last couple of years, and we have another good one here on store tonight, Bret.
Yeah, I feel like this is vaguely familiar, Logan. Like we were here 1 year ago almost in the same spot, and we had a pretty good game, I would say. So I look for another good one here tonight between these two rivals. Like you said, this is a fourth meeting in 2 seasons, so they know each other very well.
These two teams met at this stadium a year ago in the regional semifinal, and Chapel Hill came away with a 41-35 double overtime victory. Here tonight, Kilgore is going to try to do the exact same thing that Chapel Hill did last year. These two teams met in the regular season last year. Kilgore handily won that one, but lost in the playoffs. This season, the roles have been flipped. Chapel Hill won the regular season meeting 32-20, and Kilgore is trying to come out and win this playoff matchup.
It looks like Chapel Hill is going to receive the opening kickoff here, so we'll see if the Kilgore defense can contain the high-powered Chapel Hill offense.
Chapel Hill in the white bottoms, blue tops with the white helmets. Kilgore in their traditional all-whites with the red lids with the black K on the side. Chapel Hill going with the throwback helmets they have all playoffs long. An ode to the 1989 state champions. The Bulldogs would love to get back to a state championship wearing these. Kilgore's going to kick it off. It's going to be a pooch kick. This is caught at the 30-yard line by Quentin Greenlee, who's taken down at the 35-yard line. So these two teams, they've played a lot. The both Bulldogs separated by only 20 miles, maybe?
District line, you can go from one district to the other, so they're the districts bump up against each other. So a lot of these kids know each other. A lot of familiarity there.
So Chapel Hill will take over at the 35. Hand off to Stewart. He tries to fight forward. Gains a couple.
And he's not going to get much there. Kilgore did a good job there of closing the gap. And you can't leave Stewart much room. That's for sure.
Chapel Hill comes into this game 11-2, 6-0 in district play, and they're District 9 4A champions. Kilgore comes into the game 10-3, 5-1 with their lone loss coming to Chapel Hill.
Oh.
It's a quarterback keeper up the middle. Brisbane just gets tripped up.
Ooh, man.
A touchdown-saving tackle made by Zaylen Stoker.
Yeah, he got him by the ankles there. And you're right on that one. He was gone. There was nobody in between him and the end zone there.
So Brisbane, with his first carry of the game, gets it to midfield. Now it's a little flip to Deuce McGregor. He gets the first down and fights forward to the 36.
That's what you're going to see with Chapel Hill tonight. They've got basically a three-headed monster that they want to get the ball to. They've got Brisbane, Stewart, and McGregor, those three. And if they can keep Kilgore off balance by kind of spreading that around, it's going to be a good key for them tonight.
1st and 10, Chapel Hill. Hand off to Stewart. He spun around and taken down. Great play made by Jackson Harris, the senior. Harris adds his 10th tackle for loss this season. On that one, move Chapel Hill behind the chains. 2nd and 12. Second and 12 for Chapel Hill. Brisbane rolls out, trying to find somebody downfield. It's McGregor, caught at the 25-yard line, right at the first down marker.
It's a great catch there as he was popped by Kilgore's number 14, Jaden Sanders.
Chapel Hill likes to do that, move the pocket as they're rolling out. And it works there for a first down. Handoff, Stewart cuts back upfield, pushes forward for a gain of 8.
That's a great job by Stewart. He hit that hole and originally was kind of going to go left with it, but then he saw a hole back up the middle to his right. He found that hole, able to pick up a good 8 yards.
Chapel Hill driving here on their first possession. Little end around. Darius Dean drops it, fumble, picks it up, but it's a huge loss on the play.
Ooh.
Tackle made by Peyton Christian was right there for the Bulldogs,
Yeah,
the Kilgore Bulldogs.
Dean did a good job of just corralling this because he had a man, Kilgore, looks like that was Christian there. It was right on his heels. If he didn't pick that up, it was going to be turnover and go to Kilgore. So this is a big third down here.
So a loss of 5 on the second down play will bring up 3rd and 7. Delayed run. Brisbane spins, trying to stay on his feet. And he's going to be spotted at the 19. So got back to the line of scrimmage. We'll bring up 4th and 4, and Chapel Hill is going to go for it. This would be a big defensive stand for Kilgore if they can get a stop here on 4th and short.
Yeah, we'll see what they draw up here. Looks like they're going to be kind of in a tight formation here with Brisbane in the gun here.
It's a big one. And in motion. Rolling out. Brisbane throws it. Mayfield caught it at the 9 for a first down.
Nice catch by Mayfield. Good job by Brisbane to roll outside, get his feet set, and make a good throw to Mayfield. A lot of times you see young quarterbacks kind of try to run and throw on the run there. He turned and got his feet set there, squared him up, and a big throw.
So it's 1st and goal, 5 wide for Chapel Hill on the near side. Brisbane, quarterback keeper, bounces out, bounces back in, fumbles, and we'll see who falls on it. It looked like Chapel Hill fell on it, but Kilgore's going to come away with it on the 1 yard line.
Wow, that's a big play right there. Something we talked about in the pregame show is turnovers. Both when you have both juggernauts like this, taking care of the ball, and Brisbane, he had it, but kind of was loose with it there at about the 5, and the ball kind of got punched out.
It's like Isaiah Waters kind of punched it out there.
And that was, it's like Darian Franklin on the recovery for Kilgore. So now, the only bad thing for Kilgore is they recovered it deep inside their own territory. So now they're kind of up against the wall. So we'll see if they can get out of this, or can the Blue Storm defense cause some problems with Kilgore being in this far in their own territory.
Kilgore in their own territory. They're going to hand it off to their workhorse, Isaiah Ross, who's still on his feet, fighting forward. What a run there by Isaiah Ross, who gained 9.
Yeah, that's a good run.
Actually
by
gained
Ross.
10 there.
Kind of got lost in the pile for a minute. Kind of was bundled up and then just kind of bounced it out a little bit. Some of the Chapel Hill players were trying to go for the strip, and he just kept moving his legs.
Ross, last week against Lindale, right here in this stadium, ran for 203 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Eagles. Back to Ross, finding a little bit of space. He's across the 20. He's still on his feet and runs out of bounds.
So Chapel Hill let him get outside there, and that's just something they want to do. Coach McFarland kind of telling his defense and making some adjustments there. Ross is starting off the game with a couple of good runs.
First and 10, Kilgore, after causing the Chapel Hill turnover. 6:57 remaining in the first quarter. Van Zant in the gun. Pitch on the far side to Ross. He's going to bounce it to the outside, has some space, and runs out of bounds at the 30. This Kilgore team has ran the ball extremely well the last couple of weeks. And that's kind of what they've leaned on here in the playoffs, has been the run game of Isaiah Ross. Coming into this one already over 2,000 yards, has 228 carries for 2,345 yards and 26 touchdowns coming into this game. And it's 2nd and 3. Franklin in motion for Kilgore. Short pass, far side, it's a slant, it's incomplete.
It's good coverage there by Drew Harmon with the Bulldogs. He's able to get those hands in there.
And Van Zant, who last week only incompleted 1 pass, is 0 for 1 to start tonight.
And we'll see where they go here. I would be leaning toward giving Ross the ball here on this 3rd and 4. So we'll see if Chapel Hill keys on that.
So it's 3rd and 4. Play action. Van Zant up the middle, fights forward, and let's see if he gets the first down. I think they're going to mark him, get him for a first down.
They are. They're going to move it forward. He looked like originally he wasn't going to make it, but Van Zant just kept those legs turning. He wanted that first down.
So a nice carry on 3rd. And Kilgore has it 1st and 10. 6:19 left in the first, clock rolling.
And just methodically driving, kind of like we saw them do in Kilgore in that 3rd quarter.
Handoff back to Ross. Makes initial contact, breaks out of the tackle, runs over to the defender, and is taken down at the 45.
Yeah, Ross looks like he's on a mission tonight, Logan. He's lowering his shoulder and initiating contact, just running through those arm tackles at Chapel Hill. And
it was Malcolm Pasama who had initially wrapped up Isaiah Ross, and it would have been about a gain of 1, but Ross able to fight out of it. Bring up 2nd and 2. Both offenses moving the ball efficiently on their first drives. Back to Ross. First down. Spinning out of some tackles.
Yeah, right now they just don't have an answer for Ross. They'll give credit to their offensive line too, because they're getting some holes. But Ross he's running right now like he wants it. I'm sure he wasn't happy with his performance in the last meeting. Really, minus that one play he got out on the sideline there, he really didn't do a whole lot for Kilgore in that one.
Yeah, but he's definitely picked up his game the last couple of weeks.
Big players, big games.
First and 10. Kilgore now has the ball in Chapel Hill territory. Back to Ross, up the middle. This offensive line is going to work right now.
I mean, we're talking 6-7 yards per carry right now. They're hitting them they're blocking them at second level even. It's a great job there on that one. Kilgore's fullback, number 44, Aubrey Saylor, caught that linebacker on the second wave.
Second and 4. Kilgore just methodically moving down the field. 4:12 remaining in the first quarter as the clock rolls. Van Zant back to pass, going downfield, heaving it downfield and outside of the arms of Drew Harmon, who was trying to make the interception. It's incomplete. 3rd and 4.
The pass was intended for Franklin, number 1, but Harmon had a better shot at it.
That was just overthrown there by Van Zant.
Yeah, he had his man.
Had one-on-one coverage, but just overthrew it.
Here we go, another 3rd and short.
Third and 4 for Kilgore. Back to Ross. Fights forward for the first down. This Kilgore team right now just wearing down this Chapel Hill defense. And another first down. And like you said, Bret, this is exactly what Kilgore did in the second half against Chapel Hill in their first meeting. Chapel Hill had a 26-10 lead at halftime, but Kilgore came out, received the ball in the second half, and took almost the entire quarter to move down the field and get a touchdown.
That's the difference in the two offenses. It's really the methodical style of Kilgore versus Chapel Hill's up-tempo big plays.
First and 10, back to Ross. Ross bounces outside, trying to outrun the Chapel Hill defense, and he's able to outrun them for a gain of about 5.
They weren't able to seal off that end, and Ross got around end. And Chapel Hill with their speed, that doesn't happen a lot. But Kilgore does have a lot of good athletes as well, and Ross is definitely one of them. And he just outran the defense to the corner.
So Ross is going to take a break after he's carried the ball a lot here in this first drive. It'll be Roosevelt Rollins now next to Van Zant. 2nd and 6 to Rollins. Tackled about a yard short of the line to gain.
I mean, he's got the same offensive line in there, so they're opening up holes.
We'll bring up 3rd and 2. And Ross comes back on the field. Got 2:40 remaining in the first quarter. Both teams only have had one offensive possession. Third and 2 for Kilgore. Van Zant's going to keep it. He's got plenty of space across the 20. Bounces outside to the 10, and Van Zant gets into the end zone for a Kilgore touchdown.
Man, Chapel Hill bit on that fake into Ross, and Van Zant, it was a one-on-one block out here on the outside, and Kilgore did a great job of sealing off that block, and Van Zant had nothing but green. It's a great job out there by number 8, Matthew Taiski, with the block.
So 2 possessions. Chapel Hill fumbles it on the Kilgore 1 and gives Kilgore the ball. And Kilgore goes 99 yards on the scoring drive. It was a 29-yard run from the quarterback, Demarion Van Zant, his 6th of the year. Kilgore leads 7-0 here on Dave Campbell's Texan Live. .29-yard touchdown run for Demarion Van Zant. Kilgore's going to kick this off short. It's Quentin Greenlee trying to go to the far side, and he's taken down. DeMontrell Candy comes in and makes the tackle.
Yeah, great job there. Greenlee, he almost had it, but just couldn't get quite past that last Kilgore cover guy, and didn't work out. So they'll start as if the ball went deep into the end zone at the 25.
Chapel Hill will take over. They moved the ball efficiently in that first possession, but coughed it up at the 1-yard line.
He had a couple of fumbles. He had the one that Dean recovered, and then the Brisbane fumble that Kilgore got. So they got to take care of the ball better.
1st and 10, hand off to Stewart. He tried to break on the outside. Kilgore defenders were there, but a gain of 6 on the run.
Yeah, that's a good job of Stewart. He kept his feet moving. He does a good job of that. You can't give up on him. He's able to just pop out of the pack, as we've seen him do a couple times this year. So
it's 2nd and 5, and this is where Chapel Hill likes to be in. As it's another handoff to Stewart. Still on his feet. Not going down. Gets to the 34-yard line. That's a tough 4 yards right there.
Yeah, he really did. He earned all 4 of those. He just kind of, if you notice, the Stewart's just very patient. He may bounce off a few tacklers, but he looks for the hole. He keeps running. He bounces around, tries to find another hole. Just one of those runners that's just frustrating to tackle because he just doesn't want to go down.
3rd and 1 for Chapel Hill. Brisbane keeps it, trying to fight for the first down, and he's not going to get it.
Yeah, I think he's going to
lose a yard.
Yeah.
Bring up 4th and 2. It looks like Chapel Hill is going to punt.
It's a big stop for Kilgore, too. This Chapel Hill moved it pretty easily that first drive, but that Kilgore defense stood up there on 3rd down, and they're going to force a punt.
We saw this Chapel Hill team struggle in the first half, and Ricky Stewart struggled in this running game, struggled in the first half, and Lumberton did a great job of not letting them get that second bounce off of the defender and cut back towards the middle of the field or cut out. And Kilgore so far on that drive, they did a great job of that as well. Trevor Brooks with the punt. It's going to bounce towards the Kilgore sideline and go out of bounds inside Chapel Hill territory. So Kilgore will take over, already up 7. The ball in the Chapel Hill 49.
And this is going to be one play here, most likely, and then we'll be going to the next quarter. So
5 seconds remaining in the first.
Yeah, Kilgore controlled the clock that first quarter. And that's one thing that offense will do is it keeps Chapel Hill's offense off the field with those long, methodical drives. So Chapel's defense is going to have to stand up and stop them if they're going to get their offense back on the field.
1st and 10, final play of the first quarter coming up. Van Zant in the gun. Hands it off to Ross. Fights up the middle. Ross going across the 30-yard line. Isaiah Ross dragged down inside the Chapel Hill red zone taken down at the 15.
Man, Ross is on another level tonight. He's definitely playing better than he did that first game.
And that's going to do it for the end of the first quarter. Kilgore driving. They're already up 7. We got a good one here on Dave Campbell's Texan Live. Welcome back to Trinity Mother Frances Rose Stadium. This game is sponsored by your Best in Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Isaiah Ross on his feet, stays up, tries to reverse field, going the other way. He's got one man to beat, but he can't. Dylan Johnson comes in and makes the tackle. It's a gain of 1, a hard 1 yard there.
That's a big play by Dylan Johnson and Lee Preston there. The safeties. So they were able to keep Ross from getting around that end where he's been dangerous tonight.
So it's 2nd and 9. Ball spotted at the 14-yard line. Van Zant in the gun. It's Rollins to his left. They're going to give it to Rollins. Kind of sneaks behind the line. Gains about 3.
Well,
It'll bring up 3rd and 6.
This is a big one for Chapel Hill for sure. 3 is definitely better than 7 here. So we'll see what Kilgore draws up. As looks like Ross is on going to be taking a break on this one.
It's Rollins in the I formation. Play fake. Brooks. There's a bunch of Chapel Hill defenders there. They stand up to Marion Van Zant.
They didn't fall for that play fake this time.
And they'll lose about 2 yards, and the field goal unit's going to come on for Kilgore.
It's almost a very similar play from the touchdown run. They didn't fall for the fake this time.
Out comes the kicker, Leo Zagura. Zagura has had a fantastic season so far. 6 for 10 from field goals and a 56 for 59 coming into the game on PATs. Here's the field goal attempt. And it is no good. So Chapel Hill, the defense holds. 9:42 remaining. We'll take a quick break here on Dave Campbell's Texan Live. Leo Zagura misses his 5th field goal of the year. Chapel Hill defense holds, and now their offense going to come out with 9:42 remaining in the first half. Brisbane looking to pass. Launches it downfield. It's a high arcing pass, and it's caught by Juice McGregor at the 30-yard line. It just got behind the defense. It hit McGregor right in the chest, bounced up, and he was able to come down with it.
What a catch, Logan. I mean, you got the concentration there for McGregor. I mean, he was waiting on that one. He outran him, just kind of waited on it. It came in his lap, and he, on second effort, made the catch. That's the big play that Chapel Hill need to get a spark going here.
So it's 1st and 10, Chapel Hill inside Kilgore territory. Blitz coming for Kilgore. Stewart stopped at the line, stood up.
And he ran right into that blitz there.
And they lose about 3 on the play. We'll bring up 2nd and 13. Stewart hasn't found much room tonight. This Chapel Hill offensive line trying to do a little bit better here.
Yeah, they've got to get Stewart some holes as they've been able to do for most of the season.
2nd and 13. Brisbane rolling out, back to pass, throwing it downfield to Cameron Kelly, and it's just out of reach and out of bounds. 3rd and long. Cameron Kelly, the 6'5" receiver who has missed the last 5 games, 6 games. I think he had a lung injury, which is something you definitely don't want to mess with.
Yeah, he's a big addition back in the lineup too. A big, tall target out there.
But that pass was just
he can't
out of the end zone.
He would have had to be 10 foot tall to catch that one.
And Chapel Hill will take a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout with them. .32 remaining in the first half. It's a 3rd and 13 for Chapel Hill. Blitz coming. It's picked up. Brisbane throws up, and it is incomplete. Skips it to McGregor, and it's 4th and 13.
He should have ran that. I think he might have had at least a chance to get close to the first down if he tucks that and runs it.
Chapel Hill's offense right now on the field.
Yeah, at this point, that's too far for Campos. I mean, he's not going to kick from that distance at this point. So we'll see what kind of bag of tricks the Coach Irvin, offensive coordinator, can pull out of his bag here.
So it's 4th and 13 on a drive that had a huge chunk play for Chapel Hill is stalled out. Brisbane again back to pass. Launching it deep into double coverage. It's intercepted in the end zone, and back comes Kilgore the other way, trying to return it out to the 25. He's still on his feet across the 40 and out of bounds. It's been Kilgore this first half. Stepped out of bounds at the 42-yard line, so they even gained yards on the 4th down play. And Brisbane just kind of chunked it up there into double coverage.
It was basically a punt, Logan, is what it turned out to be. I mean, a punt with an opportunity to score a touchdown. They didn't want to give up that much of a return. So now Kilgore's set up in pretty good field position here.
And with 8:11 to go, this could be Kilgore's ball the entire time to end the second quarter.
Yeah,
we've seen them do it.
Yeah, unless Chapel's defense steps up, it very well could be.
Van Zant in the gun. It's the senior Isaiah Ross beside him. Ross gets it. Moves forward, bounces to the outside, across the 50, across the 30, still on his feet. Isaiah Ross just kind of moving, shifting in and out of the Chapel Hill defense and gets the ball all the way down to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, Ross he's having himself a night so far. He's not been stopped but a few times by this Chapel Hill defense, and they're going to have to get him under control. Kilgore is going to continue to methodically move the ball down the field, and that's not what you want because it's going to tire out the defense and keep the high-powered Chapel Hill offense on the sideline.
And that looks like that's the game plan for Coach Clint Fuller in his second season at Kilgore. That's the game plan that they've come out here tonight. Run the ball, dominate time of possession. Short pitch, Ross turns it upfield. He's got blockers in front of him. He's still on his feet. Tackled at the 21.
So even on that play where you kind of stopped him, you still got 6 yards. I mean, it's been that kind of night for Kilgore's offensive line and Ross. I mean, this is not the same Kilgore team that Chapel Hill faced 4 or 5 weeks ago.
2nd and 4 for Kilgore. Back to Ross. And that one gets right at the line to gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1.
It's a nice tackle by Day Ross there. And I would be very surprised if it doesn't go to Kilgore's Ross right here. I mean,
he's going to step off the field right now, but if I'm Kilgore's coaches, I'm running 2 straight run plays.
Yeah.
Right here, even if it's 4th down, I'm running it.
Yeah, so it looks like it is going to be the backup tailback Rollins in here. And I expect him to get the ball here.
Rollins comes into the game with 535 yards and 5 touchdowns on the year. And Coach Kilgore coach is going to call a timeout. We'll take a quick break with them here with 5:56 remaining in the first half. Kilgore with a 7-0 lead and driving here on Dave Campbell's Texan Live. It's 3rd and 1. Isaiah Ross back in the game for Kilgore. Kilgore will have 2 timeouts left. Ross in motion. Van Zant up the gut. He's going to fight forward, and he's going to get the first down. He gains about 3 on the play, but was stood up by the Chapel Hill defense, but just falls forward for a nice gain of 3.
You know, when you don't need but 1 yard, that's you don't need a whole lot. So he just basically got the ball, ran forward, and fell forward for it.
And we have 5:30 remaining here in the first half.
If you're
we don't keep track of time of possession, but it's been all Kilgore right now.
For Kilgore, their ideal situation would be to score with no time left in the clock and then get the ball first in the second half here.
They're giving it back to Ross. Fights up the middle. Down to the 11. Isaiah Ross has been the workhorse for this Kilgore team. Last week ran for 203 yards and 4 touchdowns in their regional semifinal win versus Lindale. A couple of weeks ago had another great performance down in New Caney against El Campo. I think he had 4 touchdowns then as well. He has 26 on the year, averaging 180 yards of rushing a game, and here it is, 2nd and 6. Van Zant back to pass, looking, throwing it downfield, and it is incomplete, intended on the far side to P.J. Wiley, but it was Javen Mayfield who made the play.
Yeah, that was a great play by Mayfield there. Got in front. Kilgore knows that name very well. So he
almost came up with the interception.
He was looking for one there.
3rd and 6. And right now, it's been the Kilgore run game that has been successful. They haven't had much success in the pass game so far. Here's 3rd and 6.
It hadn't really mattered since Ross has been so dominant.
Short pitch to Ross, trying to cut back field, and gains about 2 on the play. Will bring up 4th and about 3. Maybe 4.
It's interesting here. We'll see what they do. Do you try under field goal or to get
We're going to go under 4 minutes here, and it looks like they're going to go for it on 4th and 3.
Yeah, they're putting the fullback in, Saylor. So we'll see if they hand it to Ross and try to cram it. You also got to watch for Van Zandt on that bootleg, too. He's been successful with that tonight already.
Kilgore in the I formation. And Coach Fuller is going to call a timeout on the far side. This is going to be an interesting situation here. We'll take a quick break here on Dave Campbell's Texan Live. Back here on Dave Campbell's Texan Live, 4th and 3. Kilgore's going to be in the I formation. We'll see if they try to draw them off sides, see if they decide to run a play or not. Still trying to draw Chapel Hill offside. And it looks like they're just going to run this one down. And they'll take a timeout. They tried to draw Chapel Hill offside.
Well, they had some,
unable to.
They had some movement, Logan, but they didn't snap the ball.
They didn't snap the ball.
Yeah, I think the coach was yelling for them to snap it. Because you can't, unless they contact the offensive line there, it's not going to be a offside.
Offsides unless you snap it. That's exactly what that was.
And then they're going to go back with the field goal, which I think is a smart move.
Yeah, Zagura, like I said, he's got the leg and he's been accurate a lot this season. He's 57 for 60. He's only missed 3 PATs, but he has missed 5 field goals. Missed one already earlier in the 3rd quarter. But here's Kilgore trying to go up 2 scores. 3:39 remaining in the half. The snap, the hold, the kick is blocked by Chapel Hill. And we'll see if they can return this one. It's picked up. No, it's not. It's a fumble. But Chapel Hill will get the ball inside of Kilgore territory.
What a play. Is that Drew Harmon on the block there, I believe?
Drew Harmon was trying to pick it up. He was trying to get the ball.
It won't matter who recovers it because Chapel Hill never possessed it. So we'll see here who comes around the end.
It was Drew Harmon. Hit him in the face mask.
Yeah, he got a good jump And since he never had the ball, it doesn't matter if Kilgore recovers it or not. It'll be Chapel Hill's ball there. Now, if Chapel Hill would have picked that up and then had possessed it, then fumbled it back, then it would have gone to Kilgore. But, man, what a momentum shift. Now you've got 3:28 left, Logan. Chapel Hill's in Kilgore's territory with a chance to tie the game.
So it's 1st and 10 after the blocked field goal. And Chapel Hill, they've got a little bit of life. Hand off to Stewart on the far side, runs up the crease, and he is smacked and gains 1. This Kilgore defense is doing a great job of not allowing Stewart to find any room.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I've seen Stewart have this much trouble. Last week,
Last week.
Well, he did last week, but I think last week he even got a little bit of room in that first half. He's not been able to get anything tonight.
Brisbane on the keeper, across the 40. He's still on his feet, runs over to defender for a first down, and he's hyped.
Yeah, I think that's going to be what they're going to have to do. They're keying on Stewart. So Brisbane's going to have to take a little bit of the load here.
And we talked about as Chapel Hill made their run to the state semifinals last year, Brisbane and Stewart both freshmen, and Brisbane had a terrible time throwing the ball last season, and they got to the state semifinals with his legs. This season, they haven't ran him as much as they did last year in the playoffs.
Well, they may need to now.
1st and 10. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper up the middle. It looked like a little bit of miscommunication as Brisbane was handing off, but Stewart was standing there. It's a gain of 1, maybe. They're actually going to say no gain, bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he kind of did a fake to nobody there. It's just kind of held it there, and Kilgore knew that was where the ball was going. So we'll see what they come up with here. Looks like they're going to kind of go a little tight formation with only Mayfield out wide.
So it's 2nd and 10. 1:58 remaining here in the first half. Clock is rolling. Brisbane rolls out. He's going to take it himself. Bounces it to the outside across the 20-yard line, and Brisbane's just going to step out of bounds for a nice gain on first down.
Another good run by Brisbane. So, here we go. Just under 2 minutes to go here, and Chapel Hill's looking for a score here.
So it's 1st and 10. Chapel Hill has the ball at the 15-yard line. 2 wide receivers on both sides of the formation. It's Stewart to the right of Brisbane. Blitz coming. Stewart trying to find the edge. He's got the speed, and Stewart is slung down out of bounds, but a gain of 8 on the play.
Yeah, he got around edge that time. Kilgore couldn't keep him inside, and he was able to get some good yardage. And Chapel's in a good spot here. Yeah, 2nd and short, inside the 10, so there's a lot of things they can do here with it.
With 1:40 as the clock stops because he ran out of bounds. 1:40 remaining in the first half. It's Brisbane. Finds a little bit of a crease, and it's Brisbane who's popped right at the 5-yard line. A great tackle made by Zaylen Stoker.
But it was enough for the first. That's all they needed.
First down. Under a minute and a half to go. The clock is ticking. But we saw in this position last time, Chapel Hill had it in the red zone. Brisbane coughed it up. Kilgore was able to recover. It's McGregor. Stutter steps. Powers forward. It's not going to get the touchdown. And they mark him down at the 2.
Yeah, good job by McGregor.
And Chapel Hill is going to bring out the jumbo package.
Yeah, McGregor did a good job there as he kind of took his time, found a little gap, and just kind of snuck in there.
And we'll see, it's kind of this wildcat formation that we've seen a couple of times as it's Ricky Stewart and Quentin Greenlee. So it's going to be Stewart in the gun.
Oh,
and a false start.
The ball didn't get snapped. It looked like he called for the ball and snap didn't come.
So the normal offense going to trot back out onto the field. Jumbo package going to come off after losing 5, so it will be 2nd and goal from the 7 with 35 seconds remaining. Chapel Hill does have 2 timeouts remaining.
Yeah.
So you still have your full full playbook. You can call the timeout. But this is a big one.
That's a huge penalty right there, Logan, because now I still think you're probably going to stay on the ground. Like you said, they've got 2 timeouts, so they can do anything they want. I don't necessarily know that you need to throw here. It's going to be some tight windows.
Yeah, I would probably see Chapel Hill try to lean on that offensive line.
Yeah. I'm probably going to try to do some kind of read play with Stewart and Brisbane and keep it in one of their hands here. See if what they can do with it.
2nd and 7. And it's another false start.
I'm not sure.
Right now, the center's not snapping the ball.
I don't know what's going on. Looked like Kevion Huddleston was standing up. I don't know what I'm not sure what was going on there.
Well, this is a little confusing because there was not a flag thrown. But, you saw, Kevion Huddleston dropped back. He started.
Yeah, he was standing up.
He started his movement.
Five-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 2nd down, not 3rd down. But it's going to be 2nd and 12 now. So Chapel Hill kind of, these self-inflicted wounds.
They're going the wrong way.
They had the ball at the 2, and now it's at the 12.
Well, we'll see if things change here.
I still don't think that you're trying to put this one in the air.
No, I still think you have another. You've still got your 2 timeouts, so.
But right now, you got to figure out the snap and what's going on with.
Get the ball in the quarterback's hands at this point.
And Brisbane is going to throw, launching it downfield, and it's caught by Cameron Kelly, who comes back and gets a touchdown.
Great job by Brisbane to get it to his tall receiver there, Kelly.
His 10th reception of the year, his 2nd touchdown on the year, and Chapel Hill's within 1.
What a time to get that 10th catch as he comes back from injury and puts Chapel Hill within 1.
The PAT for Chapel Hill is good. So with 30 seconds remaining in the first half, we have ourselves a tie ball game. It's 7-7 here on Dave Campbell's Texan Live. Chapel Hill with a 12-yard touchdown pass from Demetrius Brisbane to Cameron Kelly. Ties this score up with 30 seconds remaining. This game is sponsored by Body Armor. Body Armor is more than just a sports drink. So it'll be Aiden Campos to kick off, and we'll see what they decide to do. I would think that maybe this is a situation where you do try to kick it deep.
Yeah, I would.
And it's going to be a squib kick. It's going to bounce at the 25, hop and received at the about 15, and Kilgore gets a nice return to the 40, about 22 seconds remaining. That was Derek Williams on the return.
Yeah, unfortunately for Kilgore, they don't have any timeouts remaining, so they've got a lot of place to go here in the next 22 seconds. You mentioned the field goal kicker. They do have a pretty good kicker, so he's had a rough night.
Yeah.
But,
one he missed, one was blocked, but again, in 22 seconds trying to get downfield, and it's going to be a tall task. But Demarion Van Zant, who only missed one pass last week against Lindale and is averaging about 200 yards throwing this season a game. Van Zant back to pass. He is swarmed by Chapel Hill. Gets it off to Isaiah Ross. And and he's still on his feet and taken down at the 45-yard line, and there's 10 seconds remaining. And I don't think that you're going to be able to get anything here as the clock rolls down to 5, and it's going to be the end of the first half. So, an interesting first half that was pretty much dominated by Kilgore. It's a tie game, 7-7 at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I think if you're Chapel Hill, you're really happy with that. The way this game could have been really bad. You know, you had the fumble that you could have scored on. Could have been 7-0 early. You let Kilgore get back, get a touchdown. They drove 2 more times and had chances at field goals deep in the red zone. 1 miss and 1 block. I mean, you're talking, it could have been 21-7 easily. So I think you're Kilgore. You've got to shake those things off, come back out. They get the ball first in the second half. Tie game, just like we started. If you're Chapel Hill, you're super happy with the way the half ended. I mean, it could have been so much worse.
So we head to the halftime break. 7-7 is our score. Kilgore will receive when we return here on Dave Campbell's Texan Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kilgore High School High Steppers.